Okay. So it should be live now. We'll do a test run. We'll see if YouTube is picking up your audio. Um, what do you think about my exposures? Where are they? Completed. I actually don't know how to get to exposures from here because I do it on my phone usually.
I do it on my phone too. Go to like results. Yeah. And then
There we go.
45 drafts. You're out of your mind. I don't see. Oh, yeah, it does say it. Hold on.
I think that's last year. That is last year. Look at my 40% Rico Dowdle.
Audio's audio's good, by the way. We're good.
You sure?
Yeah, I just listened to it into my own ear.
Cool. Okay, wait.
I'll try and be quiet-ish
Well,
because I think that mine's louder.
so what I do is I pull it up on the. I pull up the chat thing here. Okay, so I have the chat up. Okay, we're good to go. Do you want to try to duel a fast puppy while we talk things out?
Yeah, let me move you around on my screen. Yeah, so I'm the only chatter, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna smash this guy in a underdog draft. So
No,
I'm here.
yeah. You're absolutely not the only chatter. You're the person who introduced me to fantasy fucking football. Okay,
I am the only recorded YouTube chatter. That's just a fact,
that is
but
true.
we'll get there.
That is true. We're
All
working
right.
on it.
So what we're gonna do is we're both gonna click enter at the same time in the fast puppy, and hopefully the gods will just group us together. Surely there aren't that many people up at 1 in the morning drafting. So you ready?
You let me know when you're good. I'll click it. Countdown from three.
3, 2, 1, go. Confirm.
All right, we should be in the same lobby there.
That would be so sick.
Yeah.
This is like it reminds me of the Dynamax raids. Do you remember when
Oh
we
yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude, you know what would be fun? I bet you people have tried to tag team these where you get like three or four people in one room and then mess around, you know what I mean? I bet you people have done that and created weird slides and unique rosters because it's not that much money to risk. Like in Best Ball Mania, I bet you some shenanigans have occurred.
we should probably read the terms and conditions of Underdog. Make sure this is allowed.
It's a, if we're not colluding, I think it's fine. But I would bet you people have done drafts where they're not being above board. Um, so we'll wait till we kick off here. See where we draft. I know where I'm drafting. It's going to be at 9 through 12. That's always where I draft. That's just where I live in underdog.
You big
Six,
baby.
six, even worse. All right,
Or my I'm at 11.
what's your name on here?
FTF Ted B. Yeah, at
Yeah,
11.
we're in the
We're
same
in
one.
there.
Okay. So you know what's funny is I've been saying I've been taking so much James Cook so early. I kind of want to diversify a little bit. I'm probably gonna go with an Amon Ra or a JSN if he slides, Amon Ra, but I think maybe a Christian McCaffrey just because I do have like almost 30% James Cook. So you can have one of the sick James Cook Saquon Barkley rosters that I've been enjoying building.
The downside for you for doing this draft with me is I just get to stream snipe you the entire time.
You
I
do.
can see exactly who's in your queue.
You
But
do.
I'll try and play it
I
square.
don't care. No, don't play it square. No, no, no. Dude, what?
I'm not gonna no, that's straight up cheating. I think if I like just look at your queue and say, well, you're not getting Jonathan Brooks this time.
What if one of us wins 250,000 off this and then they take it away because they'll make a win. Okay,
Yeah, they watch it, they're like, these guys colluded.
okay. So if you've been watching these videos, you've definitely seen Ted chatting in the live stream, right? Co-owner of Free Tendies Fantasy, the guy who introduced me to fantasy football. And we're going to be doing videos together all year. We do see fantasy a little bit differently in a lot of ways. I saved the quarterback part of the discussion because I know Ted's pretty adamant about this, and I was curious what he thought about my closing note on the quarterback strategies article. God, do we get a pick six JSN? Maybe he prefers Christian McCaffrey. I'll take it there. I don't like JSN this year, but I will take it. Um, so the last part of my article that I finished up with, Ted, is never draft two quarterbacks in a 12-team league because it limits your upside. You don't get the handcuff stash. You don't get the weird, what if something happens this year and breaks the right way, like where I'm starting out with, I was like rolling out Isaac Garendo in the playoffs, right? And I know you're a big two QB guy. So what do you think about, like, what is your line? If you get a Drake May or a Jaden Daniels, are you still taking a second quarterback?
So for Jaden, I would. For Drake May, I might not. Like my theory behind drafting two quarterback is multifold. I get James Cook at 11. Nice. W. First one is if I spent up on a quarterback that I feel like is not injury prone, then I don't feel the need to do the two quarterbacks. But a lot of times, if I'm going late in the later rounds, I have to like ask myself, do I trust this guy or do I not trust him? Right. And are they going to get injured? Like Jaden Daniels or Joe Burrow, I think they get injured. And I just loathe, I'm going to get Saquon or Omari and Hampton on the turnaround here too. But I just can't stand streaming quarterbacks. It doesn't work for me. I don't like it. And what I have found personally, especially in redraft leagues, is that people will pay in trades for your second quarterback if you
You
get a
have
good
done that
one.
a lot.
Like,
You've done that a lot
yep.
in leagues we've been in. I mean, some people just say that as some. So are you gonna go Marion there? All right.
Yep.
That's awesome, dude. I love that start. I just got that from the 11 in the last stream. I think. I think. I don't know. I actually want Ted to talk about what he's doing there. I think we're gonna do really well as robust RB drafters again this year. I don't care. I'm not drafting scared. What are you thinking, Ted, about that? Um, this is how
So
I have this back in the tier queued, and with the news that Derrick Henry's getting a receiving role this year, by the way, I'm taking him over Chase Brown. I don't care. I'm taking him over Chase Brown now. Go, but so I'm sorry if you either want to finish your thought about quarterbacks. I'm curious about that, or if you want to Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey start. We're doing this, man. And I'm curious what you think of still going robust RB from like the 8 through 12 spot.
I mean, I've always been a robust RB guy. It's something that so I've been playing fantasy for a really long time. And back in the day, we had like LaDainian Tomlinson or Larry Johnson. Those are the guys you're drafting, and it's always been running back is the most important position, right? I kind of never changed with the times. I think underdog kind of became a thing, and a lot of people started going zero RB, and it became a more prevalent strategy. But what we're seeing in these past couple of years, like the running back first thing, is working out. So for me, the way I like to start drafts, especially this year, is I'm obsessed with taking the wide receivers in round 4 and 5. So I like to get the at least one running back, ideally two in the boat. So I feel like I can take those wide receivers in round 4 and 5. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about the Terry McLaurin, Jalen Waddle, Mike Evans
Yep.
grouping. I'm obsessed with drafting those guys.
Yep. So I have a bit of a tough call here between Chris Olave. I'm starting to get worried about because I'm getting really in on Jordan Tyson. I kind of just keep taking T. Higgins here, thinking like if Joe Burrow's healthy, T. Higgins is a top 12 receiver in points per game, and then he has the contingent upside of like top five. I don't like Zay Flowers this high. I love to see a Mekka Buka going at 28. I think that's awesome. I love the balls. But yeah, dude. So that's exactly right. I think, dude, I don't want to be like arrogant about it, man. But if people had been, we were kind of messing around a little bit the last couple of years with content. We certainly have a lot of videos out there and all that, but we're trying to get really serious and regimented about it this year. If people had watched what we were doing in those mock drafts and what we were telling each other to do and all that, they would have won a lot of titles the last couple of years, dude. Just starting off with the running backs, the way things have been, it's hard to say though about injury luck, right? But I do think what you're saying, dude, you can get Mike Evans in the 5th round in Yahoo right now. Terry McLaurin and Jalen Waddle and Emeka Egbuka are almost 4 5 round turns in redraft. That means you can start your draft with a Bijan Robinson or a Jameer Gibbs, come around and get whatever running back that you like and picks like, or an ADP 10 to 15 at running back, and then smash 3 wide receivers that all have wide receiver one upside. That's a really hard thing for me to say no to, personally.
So I got Josh Allen at the 311
I knew you
there.
were going
I'm
to go
glad to
this
get
far.
him in almost the 4th round. And now I'm kind of like in wide receiver drafting territory. In this tier, I actually like Tet. I actually like Tet. I feel like his floor he's displayed last year is very, very high. And if Bryce Young can ever figure it out, like I don't think there's any questions whatsoever about anyone about the talent of Tet. It's just kind of like a situation thing. And I thought it was too early to get into that Jalen Waddle, Terry, Mike Evans, Luther Burden tier. So I take Tet there and then kind of see what comes back to me on the back end.
I would have gone Josh Jacobs there. Super high testosterone. Josh Jacobs, Omarion Hampton, James Cook, Josh Allen start.
Well, there's another auto pick for me, auto click for me in round 7 that I've been taking.
Yeah.
It's my running back 3 like every time. So I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
when you take 3 running backs that early, you kind of box yourself out. I like to
Yeah.
draft as flexible as possible, but like in a home league, I'd probably do the 3 running backs.
So here, I've been taking like a lot of Waddle and a lot of Terry. I sort of switch off on who I prefer, but I want to keep taking advantage of Jaden Daniels while he's so cheap. And I like being able to stack him with Terry in the early 6th round. So I'm going to go with another Terry share. I think Jalen Waddle, you can make an argument for Waddle over Terry. If you're like crazy, in my opinion, I wouldn't do it, but I understand if you like Luther Burden there as like the he's gonna get the Amon Ross St. Brown role this year. If you really think that, then you should be taking Luther Burden here. I don't think that. I'm taking the old guys above him. Um, and I'm really happy with Jaden Daniels at like the mid 60s. So that's what I try to do here is get whatever wide receiver that I like that's left there in the late 5th, and then stack Jaden here. Yeah. So yeah, I think you're right though, Ted. You are kind of obligated to go like 6 wide receivers in a row there. If you do that, I'm just so tantalized by that start.
Oh my
Um,
God, that guy drafting at 1 went Rice, Waddle, and Burden.
hey,
Like if you're gonna, I kind of make fun of the Luther
hey,
Burden guys, but if he's your upside wide receiver 3,
yep.
right, where you don't need to take a score from him every week, I like it.
So I'm going to pick at 67. That's a little bit of a stretch to get back to Jaden Daniels. We're going to take the big shot that he does. Here, I will take Colston Loveland. This is where I take Colston Loveland. If I'm going to get like later in the 5th round, not even the turn 5th round Colston Loveland, I will take him. I think Devonte Adams is a smash here, and I think he's a great value. I'm totally comfortable either way. I just do want some Colston Loveland exposure, and I think this is too cheap to be able to get him. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm going to take that at 54. Pick 54, Colston Loveland. That's how I ended up with around 10%. As I just keep taking him behind ADP in the 5th round if he's there. So I don't like.
So for me here, because I have a Josh Allen roster, it is and James Cook, I have DJ Moore
Yep.
actually is number 1 in my
Yeah.
queue. I
Yep.
don't in redraft probably wouldn't do it, but this correlation opportunity for me.
That's who I would be taking if I were. Absolutely.
He goes right there, so I'm not getting him.
I don't like
So
the double elite onesie roster, but I will take Jaden Daniels if he's still there. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
oh no, you're all good. I'm taking a Dunze over Christian Watson. Here, in my opinion, that is the wide receiver 1 in Chicago. I know a lot of people are excited about Luther Burden, and there goes Christian Watson immediately right there. But I still think it's a Dunze. I've seen some weird stuff about his ankle or whatever, or his foot, I guess, but I'm not drafting like he's not going to be the same guy. And then I'm going to follow this up with Tyler Warren here, early 6th round. So now I have a exactly balanced build. It's 1-2-2-1, and I feel like I haven't backed myself into a corner. I can just take like best available
Yep.
going forward.
And you have a nice like some late stack opportunities. Yeah, very good. Very good start. Ooh, on the
The
clock
news
here.
about Dimes is also encouraging for me on the Tyler Warren click now because it was bad last year with Riley Leonard and Philip Rivers.
So this is what we've been hunting all offseason, boys, at the price. Look at that. A nice Jaden Daniels at pick 67. Get a Colston Loveland at pick 54, 8 picks behind ADP. 2 wide receivers who I think could push wide receiver 1 this year, and then Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. I would prefer that's James Cook in theory, but I've been taking so much James Cook. We're going to hope that Christian stays upright this year. Um, Here, I don't mind maybe a little Jalen Warren, but I would probably rather go wide receiver. So we're going to hope one of these dudes is here. Theodore does not like Cortland Sutton. I do like Cortland Sutton this year. Um, I just think for best ball, I don't like him for redraft. I think for best ball, though, you're going to have some spike weeks. He was still like the wide receiver 14 2 years ago. I think he was like wide receiver 25 or 26 last year. That's not terrible. I'll live with that.
I mean, he wasn't. If you just look at the fantasy points, he wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But I think he either had less receptions or less yards than Troy Franklin. So Troy Franklin
Yeah.
outperformed him
Yep.
in some way,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then they went out and they paid a king's ransom to
Yep.
get Jalen Waddle. So like that's part of the reason I'm so bullish on Waddle is I'm reading the tea leaves here. I feel like he's about to be Sean Payton's guy,
Yep.
and he hasn't had a chance to be the guy in an offense since Tyreek Hill got to Miami.
Yep. I have a really really hard time with like what to do with this tier of guys between Sutton, Pierce, even Makai Lemon. I actually more have in that range. I mean, the decision's made for me. I just, to me, what I keep looking at is one, if I'm going to go boomer bust wide receiver, I actually just prefer Pierce as a player. He's going into his age apex, and they made a point to sign him, right? But I just think, I don't know, dude. I think Alec Pierce, for like, you're getting a $30 million receiver who, in theory, is the wide receiver one on the team, who should see a bunch of targets. He just had like 1,000 yards on 60 catches last year. I know he had a surgery. I think we're getting a discount on Alec Pierce that I kind of keep taking at this range. I have a hard time saying no to him at this range, so we're gonna.
Are you concerned about the ankle at all? He had
Uh,
the surgery to clean up the ankle after he signed his contract. Like that's part of the reason I've been fading him.
yeah, I am, but at pick 80, like, I don't think you're paying like. He's sort of in this weird thing that I don't know. I think the price is right for the risk reward is more what I'm saying. But certainly, dude, that has the capacity to go downhill quickly. So this is the problem with double elite onesie. This is such a fragile build now, or such a wide receiver firepower depleted build now. I don't like Alec Pierce as a wide receiver 3. I prefer him as a 4, but we'll see if we can save it. Let's see how Ted's looking.
So it killed me because I wanted to take Tucker Craft there, but I had just taken Tyler Warren. So if I
Godwin's a
had
great
known,
start.
yeah, I'm happy with Godwin, but man, Kraft at the 7-8 turn is insane if you can get that.
So this is why Free Tendies Fantasy is not afraid of the robust RB and the stud Josh Allen pick at the 311. McMillan, Odunze, Godwin. We'll see what Ted follows up with. I have a feeling I know who it is, but we'll see who he follows it up with. We're gonna get that live going.
I want to take Ricky Pearsall here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going down to get Kyle Monungai.
I thought that was for sure going to be a Ricky Pearsall pick on there. So that, but that's, I mean, I get it.
I mean, because I know I'm not getting him because you're going to get this is the mind game of doing this together. Because I would sit and wait for Ricky, but I knew I wasn't going to get him, and then I wasn't taking him that high. Because usually you could get Ricky after or at pick 100 in these
Yeah,
drafts.
yeah. So that's been a thing for me. I've been reaching on Ricky because I like him up here. However, I do prefer Cortland Sutton if Cortland makes it back to me. I think that's a pretty silly price on Cortland. He goes there. And yeah, like Ted said, he knows Ricky's not coming back, so I will take him. I think Ricky's a real guy this year. I think he presents a really cool. Now, what sucks is I would love to go get Brock Purdy with Christian McCaffrey and Ricky Pearsall. Maybe I do, but that's going to leave us so thin at wide receiver. We'll see who's there. I think Addison and Downs are really nice upside plays. I'm not a Xavier Worthy guy this year. We'll see. We'll see.
I
Who comes
mean,
back around.
I got burned last year being a Xavier Worthy guy. I seen Hayden Weeks is in on him
Oh,
again this year. They
see,
were talking about, like how the season obviously got derailed by injury, right? Like first route he runs,
yes,
Travis Kelsey explodes his shoulder. I don't know how much of that is real. I feel like he has his issues as a player, but when you're getting in the 10th round or whatever, I'm fine taking that shot, especially in best ball. Like it feels much better as a best ball pick, where if it doesn't work out, you kind of have an army you've built around yourselves to like take
yeah.
a score, versus redraft where you're just really rolling the dice there.
The, yeah, redraft. I think I prefer. I mean, these guys are way later, but Quentin Johnston is going later than him. I would prefer Quentin Johnston in redraft. I prefer Matthew Golden in redraft. I definitely prefer Wandale Robinson in redraft. I know those are maybe a little weird for you, but for me, that's kind of where I'm at. Let's see.
Wandale just feels gross. Like I understand the logic behind Wandale, but just the emotion he elicits out of me
I
is
get it,
a
man.
gross one.
I get it. So here, I
But
mean, oh, there goes Brock Purdy. Go on. Go on. You were trashing Wandale.
oh no. I was done. I was gonna say something else, but I completely forgot actually
That was
because I
gonna
was
be.
looking in the
I
other screen.
was gonna take Purdy and just go super high, the high floor quarterback here. I think Pittman is who most of the community would prefer over Wandale. I've been taking a lot of Wandale, but to me, dude, I think so. Here, I mean, I'll just explain after you. I think you have a pick coming up here. Yeah, in a little bit, dude. Like Wandale Robinson has been a sneaky top 24 wide receiver for a couple years now in points per game. He's a Brian Dayball guy. Dayball made his college career. Dayball drafted him in the NFL. Dayball used him like crazy in the NFL, and Dayball went and got him in Tennessee. I think there's like real reason to think he sees 120, 130 targets this year for like PPR. I think that's a huge thing. If Carnell Tate's a little slower out the gate, dude, we might be getting like a top 24 wide receiver in the 40s. I I keep taking that swing, and I know it's a long shot maybe, and maybe it's a little like hopium, a little silly. I do keep taking that swing though. Um,
So I just got Jackson Dart at pick 107. I feel like that's the lowest I've ever seen him go. I wanted to take Matthew Golden, who goes immediately after. So
let's
I
see.
guess I kind of got owned, but
Let's see how Ted plays the turn. He's got Jackson Dart backing up Josh Allen. That's a really high floor quarterback room. You're not going to have any problems there. You can probably stop at 2 if you want. Manungai gets your home run flex if he hits. 3 wide receivers. I personally would be crushing a wide receiver here, but no, there goes Jordan Mason. All right, fair enough.
so my internet just went out for a second, and I thought it auto drafted for me. I did actually want Jordan Mason there though. I felt that the wide receivers were kind of too deep to dig down on, and I can get kind of like a cluster of guys I like near ADP a little later.
So I've been oftentimes going with like a nice high floor um, quarterback here. You know what though? I think the value is too good on like Goff and Nix, and I've taken a ton of when's James bye week. I've taken a ton of Bo Nix this year. We'll mix it up with a Jared Goff. Maybe try to stack an Isaac Tesla late with him. Um, I think, and this is actually with the news that Stephon Diggs is considering either Kansas City or the Skins. Maybe I will take a little Stephon Diggs if he's there at 139. Um, Jared Goff, I think, is a really underrated quarterback this year. I'm really happy with that. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I certainly think the capacity is there for me to feel very silly for believing in Wandale Robinson, who's kind of a fantasy meme. But to me, like the fact that he's kind of a fantasy meme is actually interesting. Like that I don't know if people take seriously. This is a dude who's commanded some pretty serious volume in the NFL because I think he's a pretty good short area separator. I don't think he's like a world beater. I don't think he's a league defining player. It's nothing like that. I just think he has this specific skill where he's really good at getting open really quickly off the line of scrimmage. And it seems to be that like quarterbacks that don't want to process too much or just want the ball out of their hands, like we may see Cam Ward need to do at times this year, seem to really gravitate toward him. So that's all it is. It's a weird bet that I'm making. It feels weird to be that in on a guy who's not like a particularly interesting talent, but I kind of am. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the thing for me is we joked about how he's a PPR scam for like
Yep.
half a decade now. So
Yep. Yep.
it's kind of weird that he's like, his last year he was actually pretty good. Like
Yep.
I think he was a Giant last year. Like he
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
surprisingly good. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Okay. So I like Chris Rodriguez here as a little backup to these dudes. Should get some good playing time. Um, I'm actually pretty happy. I think Chris Rodriguez. I can barely hear you, the host. Oh, that is such a bummer. Did I turn down my audio?
I think something happened with yeah, OBS getting me to jump in. It's got to be that bar on the right.
What a bummer. I'm saying such interesting shit. You know what? It's weird. So look, that bar on the right's low. Like talk. You talk.
Bar on the right.
See, look how much
Yeah,
louder
see
I
how it
am.
goes to the red?
Yeah.
Crank that dial down. Crank the dial down.
Crank your dial down.
Hmm.
Okay. Brock.
Maybe that'll be better balancing.
Brock Newsom. How does it sound now? It sound better.
To be fair, I only heard myself talk before I said we were good to go.
Okay. 2 picks we're missing, guys. I like Omar Cooper. You're getting a first round wide receiver late here. Probably just gonna take Omar Cooper Jr. Catch up at wide receiver here. Oh man, I think that dude probably totally dipped out after he could not hear me. Um,
He probably did.
yeah, whatever. Whatever, man. We're working on this. I wonder where I could stream latency. I don't know, dude. We're just gonna have to play around with it.
Yeah, this is kind of why I talk about. Well, I mean, I've been doing this for years before you record. Uh, it's the streaming's different for me now. All right, so on my last two picks, I went Dalton Kincaid to secure the Josh Allen stack in the 11th, and I came back and Omar Cooper was on the board, which guy you took. I took Diggs.
Yep, I like that.
I there's one thing that I say is I hate drafting players that aren't on a team yet,
Yep.
but hopefully that court case goes well for
I, pro-
so he could be my wide receiver four.
I probably should have been taking. I probably should have been taking. What's his name? Chig there, but I got distracted with the audio thing. I've got to figure out. That's really a weird. It's a bummer of a problem to have. I'm not really sure what to do about it while we're here.
Here, let me pull up the stream on my side and see how it sounds.
Yeah, just mute it and let me talk. Mute the stream on your computer. Let me talk.
You're messing up the draft, buddy.
No, no. Now I'm happy here. I'm happy here if I get Gadsden or Strange. Yeah, we're taking Brenton Strange there.
Yeah, it sounds like you're super far away.
Sounds like I'm super far away.
Yeah, like mine's coming through just fine, and yours sounds like you're speaking in a tunnel.
Properties. Enable down mixing. Maybe don't enable down mixing. Okay, am I going any higher? No. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with it.
You are jumping into like a I want to say multi-hour, probably like an hour plus process, because you kind of have to feel your way out of those. It sucks. Dealing with tech issues, streaming is, well, I've only done it recording videos, but I feel your pain. I know how that goes. Maybe I
Oh
can turn down my mic a little bit
no,
and
I
it'll
don't
auto
even think it's
balance.
that. I don't even think it's that. Oh, I was so excited to have it going well too.
You can still hear you. It's just you're quiet.
Yeah. It's just the first time trying to cut in your audio. I wonder why that would make it turn off my audio. It must be because maybe I'm not using the.
So it's when audio isn't balanced, it tries to auto balance audio. So if I'm coming through and I'm too loud,
Very
for
quiet.
example, right, it's going to make me standard and it's going to make you quiet.
Okay. So wait, Brock, if you're still there, what about now? Is that louder or no? Okay, hold on. We're figuring this out. I'm determined to get this worked out. Um, but first, I'm going to take a running back here. This draft kind of got off the rails when I messed up with that. Oh,
I don't know. You took Brenton Strange. It's still fine.
wait, no, I want the Isaac Tesla pick with Jared Goff.
Oh, you did take some golf. I didn't see that.
Yeah, dude, I love the high floor Goff with Jaden Day. Dude, I think Jared Goff is gonna be one of those guys we look back on this year. So I tried turning your toner down. I'm waiting for. Do you want to try to? Brock maybe isn't hearing me. Do you want to try to jump off or just change the audio again and listen to me and see if I'm louder?
Hold on.
Because if I do it, it's gonna like be weird if I do it off my iPad to check it. Okay.
Say something.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my pick where I've been picking Dylan Sampson or Alvin Kamara. I've been super excited to jump in on them at range. I think they're really well priced down here. What about there, Ted? Is that better sounding or no? Still messed up.
It's still the same thing. You can still hear you. It's just that you sound far away, and I am significantly louder.
I turned down the whatever the mixer thing. I guess you're saying, huh? That's just a whole process. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk now. Let me see what it looks like.
Jonathan Brooks is a bust.
See, now you're not going as high there though. That's weird that that's not. If it's a balancing issue, shouldn't that have I don't know, dude. I'm gonna embarrass myself trying to work this out live.
Yep. It's like we got to figure it out, but that's fine. We can figure it out.
Well, sorry, Brock, but thanks for watching the stream, dude. That's cool. The second person to ever comment in the stream saying your audio's messed up.
Hey, no, I'm not alone.
Yeah, so I don't want to build out wide receiver too much more early here. Maybe throw in someone really late. I'm super happy with that running back or quarterback and tight end room, and the running back room I'm going to feel great about if I score Dylan Sampson or Alvin Kamara here.
So then my roster construction, I kind of got a lot of running backs early, and I feel really good about my quarterback room and my tight end room. So I probably am done with the onesies and can just hammer wide receiver, running back rest of the draft.
Yeah. Okay, so I do prefer Dylan Sampson or Kamara. Because I'm not looking for bye weeks, I'm looking for a bigger swing. Maybe I'll just take the shot that like Kamara gets traded here. I know the Bengals were looking at Kamara, which would be hilarious for Chase Brown drafters.
That would suck. That would be so ass, dude.
Yeah.
Kamara, stay in New Orleans. You know what? Last year he said that like he would rather retire than get traded. So please follow through, Alvin. All right. So I'm going to take Dylan Sampson here. I like the high floor of the running back. And now I'm like, the reason I did that, my roster needs wide receiver more, but I look kind of like the grouping of wide receivers you can get later. So my queue is like Malik Washington, Calvin Ridley, Dontavian Wicks. So I can take Malik Washington here. It feels kind of gross making that pick, but someone's got to catch passes in Miami. If it's not just Greg D, I feel like that's a good bet as a wide receiver 5, little dart throw.
Yeah, that's a guy I've been taking a lot pretty late. I don't know. I don't think he gets trashed a lot because he just hasn't been very good, but I think he probably wins the slot job there. For whatever that's worth, I think he wins the slot job there, and that's what he does. What do I have? 13, 15. 3 picks left. I'll take. I don't think I have 3 picks left, do I? Yeah, I do. God. I like Sean Tucker. I feel like is a pretty good price here, but I kind of want Terrence Ferguson just as like the big swing and lock up a really robust room. But we'll take Terrence Ferguson because I'm okay with Braylon Allen.
So the Terrence Ferguson thing, I think you're absolutely onto something there, and I think that he should be going first. I just also think that Colby Parkinson should also be drafted.
Yeah.
Because all 3 of them like had their weird roles, and like I feel like there's more noise about Ferguson, which he's the best one, I think, so it makes sense. But I think like round 18, Parkinson, if you're stuck on 2 tight ends, you need someone to at the end is a totally acceptable like shot to take.
I just like that he's a tight end that for some reason Sean McVay keeps sending deep. You know what I mean? Like he had like 30-yard bombs last year at times. He works out of the slot. I think that's a pretty good value proposition there.
Yeah, Parkinson's more of like touchdown red zone guy, and Ferguson's more of a chunk play guy.
All right. Let's see, you have your pick coming up. We'll get those live on the screen. I'm hoping just to get one of these 2. If I get Braylon Allen here, I've really been loving the Braylon Allen value, especially on these double hero builds. Again, Chris Rodriguez is more just like volume. If something goes wrong, he fills in. Maybe he'll give you some flex weeks if he scores. Alvin Kamara is like if he gets traded, I think that's a really good value at 180. Even if he doesn't, I think he catches 40 balls, maybe 45 balls. And then Braylon Allen is the fall in the end zone, keep you floating guy. That's been one of my favorite running back 5s to tack onto a double hero build. I'm very happy with this roster as well. Not a lot of stacking on this one, I guess. But that's all right. see what Ted picks.
Yeah, I didn't go heavy on the stacking either.
I mean, you got the Kincaid and Allen, but yeah, nothing. And Cook, actually. I think Cook and Allen's a stack. I think Cook takes a big step forward in his receiving this year. All right, what does Ted want? Is Dontavian Wick still on the board? Because if he is, that's a really good price for him. Yeah, he is.
There is one guy I'm going to take here. So building off my theory that Cortland Sutton is kind of on his way out of Denver, I'm going to take Pat Bryant.
Yeah, good red zone target.
Nah.
Oh, Wicks went way before. Okay. Yeah, Wicks, dude, I don't know. I keep taking Wicks in this area thinking, like, he's going to be out there in 2 wide receiver sets for at least half the year.
And then, so for this roster, because I'm so desperately chasing good fantasy wide receiver points, it actually is going to be a Brandon Ayuk roster. Hopefully he figures it out.
Nice. Hopefully he gets his life together.
Yeah. I can't think of a player I hate more than Brandon Ayuk, but I got to say, in round 18, if he plays football, that's probably going to be needed for this roster.
For me, this will be Keenan Allen. I want to take a big swing on if someone's going to break into this thing. I like Christian Kirk. I actually think it's pretty safe to get some weeks, but I'm going to throw Keenan Allen on here. I think he plays ball somewhere at some point this year, even if it's later in the season. Unless if Geno Smith is there in the last round, I have been taking him, but we're going to take Keenan Allen. Okay.
All right. So, yeah, I'm looking at these roster builds here. The only difference between us is I took an extra wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So you went 2.583, and I went 2.592. I took 9 wide receivers.
Yep. So here's the roster for me, and we'll pull up Ted's too. We'll put it on the live screen. I never like going full screen with Underdog. It's weird on my computer. It doesn't like doing that. See if it'll do it this time. No, it does not like doing that. It never does. Okay. So here is what I did from the 6-hole. I'm usually a James Cook drafter, but we went Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin, Colston Loveland on the value at 54. Jaden Daniels, I think, is a huge value at 67. I'm happy with Pierce at the turn. I reached on Ricky, reached on Wandale, but that's because I'm really high on him. Omar Cooper Jr., Isaac Tesla, Brenton Strange rounds out the tight end room, and we round out the running back room with Chris Rodriguez, Kamara, and Braylon Allen. And then Keenan Allen is the last pick. And then Ted's team. Ted starts out with James Cook, Marion Hampton, Josh Allen, Tedero McMillan, Romo Dunze, Tyler Warren. Really, really good prices there. Chris Godwin, I love the value. Manungai, tons of upside. Dart, really high floor. QB room. Mason, probably the starting running back for the Vikings this year, I think, or at least the highest scoring one. Stacks Kincaid on, gets Diggs, Naylor, Mitchell, really good 3 there. Samson, really good price. Finishes up with 3 really strong picks, I think, even though Ayuk's probably a 0. He might not be. Good deal, man. Good deal. Okay, sounds like we need to work on how to mix audio when we have someone else on. That's a problem for another day. We did get all the QB strategy in the first video. As always, thank you for watching. Let us know if you have questions. Jump in the Discord if you want to take our money. Ted, I'm glad you came on. Why don't you say bye to everyone, because you apparently are the one they can hear.
Yeah, guys, thanks for coming out. Thanks for the 2 viewers that showed up today. Hell yeah. We'll do this more. I'm gonna have to take Yanni to audio school with OBS, but we will figure that out. And yeah, more of these to come for sure.